And here we go, time for the wild card. This used to be called the provisional. It's just one more chance to try to get into the final. And so here are some of your boats as you see them on the water now. The red dot, just one of those trying to find a place in this final for the Albert Lee Cup. Here is the lineup for this wild card race. It is the Miss Fox Plumbing, the Miss Tugilio, Acura of Bellevue, the Miss Red Dot, and 88 Degree Men. They've had a tough day. They hope to be able to get themselves into the final. That is the boat list for the Unlimited Racing's wild card heat.
The wild card heat of the Albert Lee Cup is brought to you by Blue Star and Liebherr. Blue Star, genuine restaurant ranges for the home. Liebherr, a delight in freshness.
And so, Air National Guard, thank you for bringing hydroplanes in and year out here in Seattle. And it's time to take a look at the starters clock. It's brought to you by J.P. Morgan Chase, a proud sponsor of Seafair, making it easy for your personal and business banking needs to start and run strong. And here are the weather conditions out on the course. Look at the temperatures continue to climb, 87 degrees as we are approaching a minute 15 seconds. Winds are picking up just a little bit as well. And it is time to hear from Pat O'Day. We've got the wild card coming your way, Patrick.
Well, I'm so glad there is a wild card because almost all of these drivers nationally recognized, but Seattle's their home. Their family and friends are here. The sponsors on the boat need that one more mention. And so hooray for the wild card. And here's Mike Fitzsimmons.
Thank you very much, Patrick. And it looks like Greg Hopp timed his score up just about as perfect as you can. But he's getting some traffic now. He has lane 2 in 1. It'll be the 17, Jeff Bernard. That's the red dot. And on the outside, 4 lanes out there, that's the black, gold, and silver boat, the Degree Men, and that is Mr. Liddicoat. Scott is obviously trying very desperately to get enough points to get into the final heat. Some are driving for pride. Some are driving for a chance to get some points and finish in the money. And Scott's just had a lousy weekend and would love to get a victory just because a victory feels good about this time of the day. And they come down to the start-finish line now, and it's going to be a perfectly legal start. In fact, they're just a touch to the late side at the line. Let's see how it happens. Yeah, maybe a little faster than I thought. That one looks pretty decent right now, but it is now the Fox Plumbing with Greg Hopp that leads them down into the corner. That's the yellow boat with the purple cowling as they get through that corner. Greg's got a good turn going there, Chip.
Yeah, I'm sorry Jeff Bernard's having a rough day. Remember, he was in a boat that he's never been in before. He's way out of it. He was late at the start. But inside you've got Greg Hopp. And remember, these guys are fighting to get into the final, which is great. But the bad news is they got to start behind the front line.
Yeah, they get to be the trailer. Liddicoat is right up there as well. So we got Peters and May up there. The Acura represents Peters and May is also right in the neighborhood with J.W. Myers out of the corner. Very nice turn by Greg Hopp. And he has the lead at the moment as they come down to end lap number 1. But Scott Liddicoat is moving on him very strongly now from the outside, getting a good boat ride as well. And let's see what happens here. It is the Fox Plumbing across first, Liddicoat in the Degree Men second. It is the Acura presents the Peterson May with J.W. Myers third, and the red dot with Jeff Bernard trailing. Pat?
Greg Hopp's got it flying, 141 on that first time around.
That's a nice speed, no doubt about it.
Quick.
You know, right now, Greg Hopp is driving for a man named Fred Leland. Fred Leland is a much beloved person in the sport who we lost this year. This team is coalesced around the memory of Fred, and nothing would make Greg Hopp more happy, or Fred more happy, than to get this boat into the final at Seafair.
And Greg's driving like a champion right now. Excellent corner again for him up on turn number 2. He comes down to the start-finish line, still in the lead, but Liddicoat has not left any more ground than the last time around, and is still trying to pursue. And he comes across the line second in the Degree Men. The third place is the Acura presents the Peters and May, and fourth place the 17 boat red dot. Back through the corner again, Chip, and it looks as though Liddicoat is going to try to make one more punch at it here.
You know, poor Scott Liddicoat. Last year at this time, he was the darling of the race. He just had everything going his way. He looked like he had a shot at winning, but boy, this has been a Seafair nightmare for him this weekend.
He's keeping the hammer down, however, as he goes up into that corner. He's not going to give up. And through the turn once again, here comes Greg Hopp Off the exit pin, Liddycoat is closer to him now than he has been all along. The checkered flag is going to go up, and it'll see if Liddycoat has enough speed to actually get into the final. This is going to be close. Liddycoat has got the hammer down. It looks like he's going to win by a nose, and he does. Scott Liddycoat in the Degree Men beats the Fox Plumbing and Greg Hopp at the very last moment. Third place across the line, the Peters and May.
Well, the good news for Scott Liddycoat is he's in the final. The bad news for Scott Liddycoat is he's in the final because he's going to be behind everybody, and it's horribly rough back there. It's like going over Niagara Falls in a 55-gallon drum with somebody beating on it with a lead pipe. It's really uncomfortable. But, Mike, people have won from back there.
That's right. The last time it happened, it was clear back in 1993, and that was the crew chief of the Old Boy Oberto, Mike Hansen, was driving the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes that day in San Diego, and he went from the 7th position to the 1st.
But he's left the Seattle fans on the shore with a tremendous thrill. That last lap, he was on the outside. He was way back behind. He somehow got those revs up and managed to pull Greg Hopp. I'm not sure Greg saw him coming.
And I will have to say, being someone who drove for Fred Leland and loved Fred Leland, it's sad that boat, I mean, not everybody can make the final. It's sad that team didn't. There's a lot of spirit in that team after Fred's death to come together and get that boat here, and they've been at other races this year. So, Fred, we all appreciate what you've done from racing, and we miss you that you're not here this weekend.
But of course, also the Degree Men, Liddycoat comes back with USA Racing, which is Debbie Gregory and her family. We lost Kim a few years ago. He passed away, and the team decided to come back and revisit this unlimited hydroplane in the H1 National Guard Series, and have done very well for themselves.
It's going to be really interesting to hear Scott, because last year was just such a great experience for him, and this year not so much. He's a real competitor. He's someone, if I owned a boat, I would be more than happy to put in my boat. He's a tough guy, and going to be real anxious to hear what he says about this weekend.
Rookie of the Year was Liddycoat a season ago, so I think everybody got a really good glimpse of his ability and his potential. And of course, all these guys who step up to this level have raced and been very successful in smaller boats too.
Liddycoat, and that was 141 miles an hour.
Scott was actually played a big role.
Excuse me. 100, Greg Hopp, 141 miles an hour.
Scott Liddycoat played a big role in who won the race last year, because he was in lane 2 outside of Steve David, and that prevented Dave Vilwalk from able to come over and start pinching Steve David. So Liddycoat not doing anything dirty or unsportsmanlike. He was just racing his race, but it really did help Steve David a lot win that tremendous race last year.
Scott out of the boat, and as soon as he gets on shore, we will get a first word from him, as he will be able to tell us exactly how that race went, and more importantly, his feelings about now getting into the final. As you said, going to be rough back there where he's going to be racing from, Chip, but just the thrill again of getting into the final, and here in Seattle, no less.
Here in Seattle, and you see Degree right there. That's what these sponsors are after. This is a commercial business. This is more than a sport, it's a commercial business. So by him doing what he did as a driver, he delivered for his sponsor. Right now you're looking at his boat. So as a driver on the business side of things, he did his job.
And he is with our Lee Stoll as we speak.
Yeah, Scott, actually that was the quietest victory when you came in, because your crew just couldn't believe it. They were looking at it, just waiting for someone to tell them that you actually pulled this out.
Yeah, it's been a rough day. I mean, I screwed up. We had issues before the last heat. I said, man, I can't say enough about the guys in an 88-degree boat. They worked their butts off today, and it's not the one we wanted to win, but we'll take this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're certainly smiling about it. How does it feel to get into the final?
No, it feels good. Anything can happen once you're in there. I mean, back row is not the place to be, but we're there.
Yeah, you're in and you're in.
That's right, we're in.
That's what counts. All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks.
Congratulations to Scott Liddycoat. Here are the results now of the wild card heat. That 88-degree men came from back and pulled it off, beating the Miss Fox Plumbing, Acura of Bellevue, and then the Miss Red Dot. These are the results of your wild card heat, brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack combo at Jack in the Box.
The unlimited wildcard heat of the Albert Lee Cup has been brought to you by Blue Star and Liebherr. Blue Star, genuine restaurant ranges for the home. Liebherr, a delight in freshness.
On behalf of H1 Unlimited and the Air National Guard Hydroplane Series, we want to congratulate Scott Liddycoat for winning the consolation. We have a trophy for you, and you have won a spot in the final. The good news is you're in the final. The bad news is you start behind everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if that's so bad the way these starts been going for me. So hopefully maybe they'll do some crazy stuff up there and it'll all work out.
You showed us some speed there in the last half lap.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say any more for the team. We've had a lot of problems this weekend, including ones with the driver, but the 88-degree men, they pulled it together and we got it dialed in now.
Congratulations. We'll see you in the final.
Thank you. And I just want to thank the Gregories, Air National Guard, and I want to say hi to my mom and dad and my little boy Grant, who's probably watching at home.
Scott Liddycoat wins the consolation. He's in the final, Steve. Back to you.